I was wondering if any of you guys had any thoughts about how your take as a woman affects your work as an engineer.
No, I don't think it affects me in any way because we have equality in here, so it's just they treat equally. Whatever job there is I can do, they give me.
Yeah.
Even if it's a men job, they give me that, and still we do achieve the same thing. So.
Yeah.
I think it affects me more being short than it does being a woman.
Yeah.
Working on what I do, because I'm building rigs and taking things apart and rebuilding things, and quite often they're so high up in the air that we've got to call somebody to come and help me take something off or move something around. But working within my team especially, I don't see any difference between the work that I do versus the work that another person does. At the end of the day, we all plug an Ethernet cable into a laptop.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if we're a man or a woman doing it.
I remember unplugging a 3-phase cable when I first started, and I just was really giving it all my strength, and I couldn't do it. And I was thinking, oh, this must be the same for everyone. And then one of the senior engineers just came out, just one tug, and it was out, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
A lot of cables and a lot of equipment, it's stored in places where I can't reach it. And I know that there's easy solution for it of getting a stool, but first I needed to advocate for the stools being here and find the stool so I can reach it. And another thing is about a lot of tools, like for example the crimping tool. In order for me to crimp the cable, I need to literally use my whole body strength and like physically lunge on this tool to do it, while it could be solved if we just get maybe tools that are slightly longer so I can do it properly.
And what did you think when you walked into your first meeting or your first lecture and there were like no women there?
Well, I work in a building where I'm the only woman, so that's every day for me.
How does it feel?
When I first had my interview, I did ask at the time, why are there no women in here? And he kind of just went,
yeah.
It doesn't really impact me personally, but I feel like a lot of my hobbies are very male dominated. So I feel like I came from a background where that was what I was used to anyway. So I feel probably for somebody who maybe came out of university and hadn't experienced that yet, it probably would be quite daunting. And there was one colleague as well who kept pointing out at one point that, is it strange? Do you feel strange being the only woman in here? And it doesn't even like cross my mind at all.
Yeah.
That, other than the fact that I've got private toilets, it doesn't really bother me in any way.
No. Didn't even really find it strange until some people pointed out to me.
Yeah, well, my degree and where I've come from, it was female dominated, it was biology. So I never had that initiation into like the mechanical and electrical engineering side until I actually came and worked here on day one. And so that was really when it became not only my hobby world, but also my work life and my career. And suddenly it was, everything is more male dominated now for me.
Yeah.
I was a bit nervous when I first started because in the team, when there was only one woman apart from me in the team, and she was on holidays. I didn't know why, but I felt a bit strange. But how will they be talking to us? Will it be strange that when communication with women?
Like I went to a girls' school in high school. Like I was taught separately from boys until I was 16, and I took my GCSEs, and then in sixth form I was put back in a boys' class. And because all my science classes had just been with women, I thought, oh, women clearly love science. Like my friends who I do science with, they all seem to love it. And then I got into sixth form and I realised, oh, all my friends who like science, they're going into medicine and nursing and care-facing roles. And it's only me and one other girl in our further maths class. And then that's the start. And I feel like sometimes you don't even know it's going to be you on your own. And that's why it's nice here that we have so many women that we can sort of back each other up. Yeah.
Taking the first step is always the challenge. So
When men will go, oh, I know something about that. Oh, I have an interest in this element of engineering. Let me tell you how you do that. When they might not be an engineer. Whereas women will just go, oh, I can never do that.
Yeah, they shoot themselves down before they've even had the chance to even think about doing it.
Yeah.
Quite often. When even like a common role that a female might have outside of this, probably like her hairstylist. The amount of chemistry you have to know to be a hairstylist, but nobody ever looks at it that way of, you've got to know your stuff. But they don't look at the science side. That's always dulled down and removed, and you're just a hairstylist.
Yeah.
You know, I
It's
could
a
say that
scientific method.
I'm just a tester. I just break things and show the developers how to fix them. But you've got a whole process that leads up to actually testing, making things better to use for everybody, and making sure they're robust enough to go out to the customers.
Do you feel like that's something that women feel more, imposter syndrome? Or when I went to university, being like, because I went to university for electronics and electrical engineering, and I was one of 10 women out of 110, I think, something like that. You have to look up the official ratio. But and I asked a lot of questions, and I got comments saying, oh, you're only getting help because you're a woman, you know, comments on how you look or how you dress, and they kind of convince you that you shouldn't speak out and you shouldn't have that confidence to kind of get along in an environment where, you know, you do have to have a little bit of, you do have to stand up for yourself a little bit. You have to assert your opinion and be confident that what you're saying is right in a technical way. And I think sometimes the way education works for women is that if you're in a male-dominated space, your voice just isn't as loud. Or if you do ask for help and you get it, that's, you know, one, is that weak? Some men might say yes in an academic space.
So I had a problem with my safety shoes where the default brands and options that were available from the company all didn't go down a small enough size. So it meant that I had to wear safety shoes for safety, to be safe while doing whatever it was. But I ended up being more of a hazard because I tripped over my feet because my shoes didn't fit. So I have since been able to find shoes that go down a small enough size, but it was very much having to search for it, and it wasn't as easily available as the standard range of safety shoes that tend to come within the industry. I had the same problem with the mechanical gloves that we use for grip and for safety within some of the machines. It's quite important that the gloves fit right and that you don't have an excess in any of the hand space, but I have quite small hands, so my hands don't fit the standard glove sizes, and I need to go for the extra small sizes for all of them as well. It's scary. You want to be safe while doing it, and I don't think it's an unfair ask to have PPE that fits, really.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
I also had this experience with safety glasses. So while you solder, you need to use safety glasses, but if you use glasses normally, not eye contact, then you would need to end up putting glasses on glasses, which is kind of, well, that's ridiculous. So when I went to Specsavers to get myself a safety glasses, pretty much the male options, they had like 20 options, and for female it was just one.
I think it's important to acknowledge that with the PPE differences, it's not about style. Yeah, it's about like what makes the most safe for operations and safe for doing your work. So yeah, for my example with the safety shoes, I didn't really care whether they were men's style or women's style. I wanted them to fit, so I didn't wear shoes too big for me and trip over constantly.
But also, you say it's not about style. I mean, you know, how would men feel if they were made to dress in something which they felt took away their masculinity? So why, as a woman, should you be made to feel that it's acceptable for you to wear something which takes away your femininity? Both are equally valid.
We are nearing the end of our Women in Engineering Roundtable discussions. Join us in the next episode as we discuss the workplace, educational and school settings.